Hi everyone, it's Kristen and Phoebe.
Hello.
The Dahlia Society.
It's been a bit.
I thought I'd drag her on here today because we have a bit of a shared passion for some of these beautiful new African wax prints.
I love a statement print. Or something interesting to look at, something bold and colourful.
We thought you can't get a better statement and bold and colourful print than African wax prints or Ankara fabrics. So we're going to talk about a little bit about the history, the care, the fabrics, pattern suggestions. You might see me sporting something new here. And also the brand name and the woman behind it. So we'll get into that in a moment. Don't forget, if you haven't watched the channel before, everything we talk about is linked in the description box. You can head to the dahliasociety.au to see all our beautiful fabrics there. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you. And we've got the email address there, kristen@dahliasociety.au. If you need to ask any questions, you can do that. We've been wanting to source some beautiful Ankara fabrics for some time. And we felt it was really, really important to make sure that we head straight to a business that's got a wonderful reputation. And this is from African Fabs. You may have already followed the channel that the beautiful Jane has a YouTube channel and a website with all different sorts of information there. But we love the fact that it's from a Nigerian woman, Jane, that lives in Amsterdam. And she has such a passion, not only for fashion, but accessories as well. Headscarf, she's got some beautiful inspirations.
You can come up with a full matching set. Hair, headscarves, bags, all kinds of.
It's really wonderful. Looking into the history of Ankara or African wax prints, they were traditionally made. Looking back through history, we've done a bit of research.
So they're based upon the Indonesian batik technique of using a wax resist method. Kind of like when you use watercolors over oil pastels. So African wax prints came to be when Dutch traders who had colonized Indonesia were trying to reproduce the batik traditional wax printing method. And it didn't really catch on there. However, it did in Africa. And once it gained in popularity there, the bold prints, the really bright colours, a real statement and beautiful sparkly pattern. More adapted for the West African market. Really patterns that more appealed to like the culture and the people there instead of just trying to replicate.
Yeah, because the Indonesian market didn't want it. They felt it wasn't what their true batik style looked like. But funnily enough, when the Dutch went home and made it and produced it to sell to West African countries, they came up with a lot of their own.
So then a lot of the African people took it, made it their own thing.
That's really interesting. But the thing I love is that Jane herself is a Nigerian woman that is living in Amsterdam and felt that real passion. And we looked into like cultural appropriation type of thing, and you know, she says on her website, wear it with pride, wear it with the joy and the love of colour and print, and anyone can wear it as long as they wear it with that in mind. And if you feel inspired, you love a print, wear it with joy. And that's, I think, what all of you guys are about, sewing around clothes. We want to wear things with pride. So it's really wonderful that the Western society's kind of taken on these beautiful prints and
to bring a little piece of West African culture.
Exactly, but we love them, and you'll see here I've made a top. I'm going to talk a bit about patterns that I would suggest, but we looked into also the texture. They've got a different texture, and Phoebe probably talked about the wax. There's no actual wax.
There's no actual wax seeped into the fabric. A lot of the time these days it's more of a resin used, I believe. I'm not too deeply familiar, but I know we did do a bit of we learned a little bit
we learned heaps.
I remember learning a bit about batik in school as well as using the wax essentially, or the resin, to create an area that won't be dyed.
To protect it kind of,
And then dyeing one colour over that. And then using the wax to, removing that, putting it differently, and then putting the next colour through. It's kind of like layered, almost like like a screen print in a way when you build up those different colours.
The method.
It's really cool.
It's so interesting. But yeah, I always thought there was a waxiness to it. You'll feel that the fabric has got a bit of a stiffness.
It's got a bit of a stiffer handle.
But when you wash it, it softens. And talking about care and washing, a lot of people want to know about that. Jane suggests definitely try and gentle hand wash or gentle machine wash, very low temperatures, very mild detergents, if any. If you want to really soften the fabric, a tiny bit of fabric softener will help that. But if you want to retain the stiffness, say for decorative purposes or for bag making, you don't need to wash it at all.
Yeah, even just for the structure of a particular garment sometimes.
Depends what you're making with it. And there are a lot of YouTube videos out there with people instructing you how to wash things if you want to wash that the stiffness out of it. But I prefer to definitely stick to what Jane has suggested to care for these fabrics.
A gentle hand.
Keep the colour in them. Don't wash them with anything harsh.
Especially these ones there's a few that have a glitter.
Yes.
And it looks incredible, but you definitely don't want to be too rough on it.
Very cool, gentle wash.
It's not like it really...
Don't machine wash the glitter ones. There are a few glitter ones. Most of them are 100% cotton. Just about, probably 90% of them are. There's a couple of Polycotton blends that I couldn't resist getting because the prints were amazing. And I just thought, I know a lot of you might have made a skirt in one of Polycotton. But they're mainly all cotton. They're all about 112 wide. And look, I haven't washed this one before making it. I know you're meant to wash things because there is a little 5% shrinkage chance, but I washed the poly one because it had a little bit more of a stiff papery feel. Once I washed it, it softened up a lot. But yeah, they've got such a beautiful, unique, and look, there's a lot of tradition around the prints.
A lot of the prints have long histories.
Yeah. Traditional kente print in a couple of these, from what I looked into, was
they've been popular
long over overall families.
Yeah. Glamorous.
It's really interesting. I would suggest heading over to Jane's website, or maybe even looking up a lot of there's a lot of things on YouTube, a lot of history to look into, but really, really interesting if you love learning about history of textiles, origins.
Yeah. And how things can take on new lives of their own in different cultures and different contexts.
Yep.
That's always a pretty wonderful and interesting thing.
And one thing I did mention when I wanted to bring these fabrics is we want to sell them by the half metre. And usually they come in 6 yard lengths, and they're all folded up. They have a big sticker on them that's part of the authenticity of wax prints. They had this special sticker and they have a little QR code. So I've removed those. The best way to remove, they say, the stickers off them is by using an iron on the reverse side. I've peeled them off already, so if you do get any little bit of sticky residue, it will definitely wash out. Don't use anything harsh, but I've taken a liberty to remove the stickers because I wanted to sell them by the half metre, because I know a lot of you don't want to buy things in 6 metre
it's just kind of standard for our store.
Yep.
And if we're making things like tote bags.
Exactly. You might only want like a half metre piece. So we'll go through and talk you through all the prints we have here. So we're going to firstly talk about what we've got here. We've got some beautiful ones. This one Phoebe has is one of the glitter ones. I haven't remembered any of the names, but you'll see them all, they stand out on the website. So you're going to hold that up to the camera. You'll see the glitter.
When it hits the light. It's got this wonderful gold glitter through.
So this one is a beautiful royal blue and red. You'll see the glitter, the way the light hits it as well there. So they have said that if you want to, with the washing of that, very, very gentle hand wash, cold water, because you don't want to lose that sparkle and sheen. But that one would make an amazing dress. Can you imagine like a shift dress? We're going to talk a bit about patterns that we think will work really well. That's that one. Then we've got the one that I'm wearing is, I really love the earthy colours. I think it's the clay print. This is really dramatic. I love those earthy tones.
Yeah, I know some people can be a bit nervous about yellow, but it can be so beautiful and so bold.
I don't normally wear yellow, but I love the mustard tone yellows. But I'm wearing the Sewciety Matea top. Now, last year I made the Matea dress, but this is the top version. We do have the patterns in store. Really simple make. Took me probably just on an hour to make the whole thing up. Only uses about 1.5 metres to 1.8 depending what size you need, but a really simple, like anything boxy is great because there's not a huge amount of drape. But that can work really well for things like A-line skirts.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to have a little structure. It entirely depends on what you're planning on making.
So that is what I am wearing. This one's really lovely. I love the mauves and mustards together. Look at that, the print in that's really dynamic, isn't it? We love, some of the prints are so unique. You won't see them in any other fabric. So that's why I think the African wax prints have got kind of their own
Well, they've got a
vibe,
reputation of being so unique and so exciting.
We've already sold quite a few of these. I know a lot of you have been waiting for them, and a lot of customers have had to purchase from overseas. When it makes it so much easier if you only want to buy a little bit, not have to buy the 6-yard pieces. But that one's, I think, is it Sunburst? Oh, look, as I say, I can't remember the names, but that one's got a really big placement print, like petals on it. And that's the navy background with the purples, which work really well together. We've got another, you see we love our purple, the gold glitter and purple together.
Oh, this looks pretty
beautiful.
This is
pretty amazing. I think this is one that you would definitely wear, Phoebe.
I mean, a purple and a gold is classic.
That is so beautiful. Can you imagine a blazer in that? Like, it would work so well with the structure. The mimosa blazer from Mason Faux patterns would be incredible in that. But definitely even an A-line skirt with a plain black top. I'll show you that glitter.
I love the black and white in that as well.
The geometric, so cool, isn't it? But really impressed with the quality. We wanted to make sure that what we got in was definitely authentic. Yeah, no cheap and nasties. We wanted it to be really nice quality as well, and we're really happy with the fabrics. This one's a really lovely.
This is such a cool colour palette.
Pinks, that bubblegum pink glitter. How cute is that?
It really pops.
Really fresh and summery, isn't it? Can you imagine even a bag with this? We're getting, we have got a lot of bag strapping in. You'll see if you like the ready-made strapping.
We've been branching out into bag making supplies and patterns lately. It's something I have a little bit of experience with myself.
She's been pestering me for ages to get bag making
Probably
stuff
a little more than Mum has. I've made a couple of bags in the past few years. One out of T-shirt scraps. Turns out you can do that if you have a really beloved T-shirt. Just cut that thing up and make it into a bag.
And if you're scared of like putting zips and
it's not as hard as people make it out to be.
But also, tote bags are really simple, good way to start into the bag making process. I think that's what I'm going to do.
I know that bag making can make a lot of people nervous, but I promise you probably elevated it in your mind. You only learn things by giving them a try.
Even the Rubber Davies tote bag. So there's a few beautiful bags she's got. We've got the
really nice ones.
Noodle Heads bags are selling really well. The patterns are getting more in. They've got a great name. Have you made any Noodle Head patterns?
No, not yet.
Okay,
but I would like
to get into your bag making. But this is one of the kente prints that I was talking about, historically associated with West African royalty. So, and they come in a similar pattern but different colourways. So you'll see there's 2 colourways in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of recurring
elements.
Classic pattern, iconic patterns.
Definitely.
Worked into
that would be so cool in the peppermint wrap skirt pattern. And of course, peppermint patterns are no longer free. We need to help support this fabulous magazine. I think they start off at $2 and up to $5 donations. So if you haven't got that skirt.
An important note here is also these are double-sided.
Oh, that's one thing we haven't talked about yet. How cool is that, especially for things like bag making? There's not just printed on one side,
which is
double
very handy.
And you'll see everything on the selvage has got the authenticity. On the selvage there where it's been
even
made.
The selvage looks cool.
Yeah, you can even use the selvage as part of your creation, definitely. That's one of the kente prints, and this is the other one has got more of a pink, like a lighter pink purple.
Yeah,
a big pop of red.
Reddy and almost orangey red.
Looks so stunning. They are really vibrant. They make you feel happy.
Yeah.
Feel like a bit of dopamine dressing, I think, or dopamine sewing. this is your thing. But yeah, I love them. I just think they're just
the way I see it with sewing, you're already dressing for yourself, so you might as well wear fabrics that make you happy.
Exactly. This is one that we've already sold a bit of, and it's one that I definitely could not let go because I love chartreuse.
Yeah.
Chartreuse colour.
This one might be my favourite.
Sunflowers on it. It looks like a really kind of
It's really bright and summery.
It's beautiful. It's an really old-fashioned looking. It gives you the 70s vibes as well, like the kind of
anything with that sort of orange and the sunflowers.
The black.
Yeah.
But the patterns that I'm going to go through in a minute, there's so many different patterns and you don't always need a lot of fabric for them. So if you're scared of making anything, I've got to say when I sew these up, they sew like a dream. I've forgotten how nice it is to sew with something kind of stable.
Yeah. That's always a relief.
It's like, wow, I just sort of zoomed through that.
Yeah, speaking of, I know long-time viewers will know it's taken me so long to make a saltwater slip dress. I have actually finished it. That was a lot of bias tape.
Yes. And it's quite skinny, the bias binding.
And I have finished it officially, but I'm not entirely, I might be.
I think because it was a chalet and it was really light and soft, that bias binding is a bit of a nightmare to make.
I think I'm going to just go with some black bias binding. Yep. So I have been sewing. Okay, don't get on my back about that.
Look at this one. It's like a kaleidoscope.
Yeah, almost that circular radiating mandala almost.
I love that. This one's so cool. Absolutely love it. Can you imagine even like a vest in that? Something like a structured vest would look really cool with that too. So that is really nice. We're getting through them now. We're on to these are the poly blend ones. Now, I'm not sure what the composition, the actual percentages are. I can definitely ask Jane that, but she's just written poly blend. And you'll see they have, when you feel them, they're more of a papery look before you wash them. But I have made an A-line skirt from the assembly line patterns.
That looks even nicer once it's washed up.
When
I've
washed it softens up beautifully.
Oh, definitely.
You wouldn't think it was the same. So don't be put off by that kind of structured papery feel. If you want to, if you want it softer to wear, definitely for clothes, making clothes, it's fine.
If you like that print, then go for it.
If you want it for bag making, then don't wash it. Have it that structured feel. It's amazing with just a wash, gentle machine wash.
And with a bag, think about how often you wash your good bags, which is pretty much never.
I love the globes. The colour in that and the globes are just amazing. And I was so thrilled with that assembly line.
It somehow looks even more vibrant, I think.
It does. Assembly lines patterns have so many good staple patterns. That's one that we're both going to make. That's the A-line skirt. You can make it with like a paper bag waist. You can make it with a curved bottom with the elastic, like a bubble skirt.
Yeah, I've sewn a few of the assembly line patterns myself.
They're one of your favourites.
They tend to align with what I like. I tend to like a more simple.
You like the Scandi patterns, don't you?
Yeah, nothing overly fussy. I'm not really one for
especially if you want to showcase all that. Showcase the print.
Yeah, which is usually what attracts me to a fabric. Yeah. I've made a few of the cuff tops, which are great when I actually worked in an office because you could dress them.
They would be awesome in this fabric.
Yeah, definitely.
And don't be scared by the seams down the front because the skirt has a lot of top stitching, seams front and back, and it really gives a nice shape.
With the cuff top, you can do the seam down the front, and it's very easy to adapt it not to if you'd rather just have it solid.
Yep.
I have really also made a cuff dress.
Oh, yes. In gauze, black gauze.
Black gauze, which is... It's so lightweight. I got it caught on a door handle and put a nice hole in it.
Oh, no. I've done that. I've done door handles heaps of time, ripped holes and things with door handles. This is another poly blend one, and it's a really nice earthy kind of floral, but absolutely loves the print and the colours work really well together.
Colours in this
that is really... I'm a real chocolatey brown fan at the moment. I really like... I think chocolate brown's definitely coming. I noticed a new collection from the Fabric Godmother coming in soon. It's got a lot of chocolate brown, which I love. Especially because
Especially with the
highlight
cream,
it.
it looks really nice.
Exactly. No, it's one of my colours for sure. And this is one of the last poly blend ones, and it's got a really striking leaf design. If you love your greens.
That's beautiful.
But really love these African wax prints, and definitely think they've got a place in our online store. We just think that there's a lot of people that love this kind of exciting prints.
Yeah, we really wanted to curate an environment of really expressive print.
Definitely.
I think there's a lot of there's a big world of neutrals and basics out there, which everything has their place. But I think we noticed when we were first getting into sewing that we wanted to really emphasize exciting
stuff.
prints.
Yeah.
And so
colour.
that's what we want to offer, and that's what we want to make more accessible in Australia. Because of course you can access this stuff overseas, but sometimes I think it's a bit harder to find things in Australia like that.
And look, I noticed one of the comments on a previous video that a viewer had written that she found that there was too many bold things, and because she was over 50, she couldn't wear anything
Which is
bold.
Terrible.
No, you can wear it.
I don't entirely know who made that rule.
No.
And given my experience, because I used to work at an optometrist, I would say a lot of the ladies 50 plus were happy to get bolder.
Yes.
Especially when their hair went grey and stuff.
You
they wanted
the
to introduce more colour.
And that's one thing you love doing, helping
And
the
you know
people
what?
pick out
Please,
frames.
please never censor yourself.
No.
Your self-expression.
Don't mute yourself down.
Don't mute yourself down for
no.
the comfort, or out of fear of judgment from strangers, being like, oh, I can't believe she wore a brightly coloured shirt.
No, I think it's really important.
Fine.
I think the older I'm getting more bold and more fun. I don't really, I think that's why, especially why I sew, because I couldn't find what I wanted to express that in store, buying clothes ready made. So now I do it myself.
Yeah, even when the two of us go shopping, everything feels very, and
Yeah.
I don't actually wear a lot of bright colours, but I like things that are interesting.
Exactly. I like to highlight, like, your bold lippy or your accessories. So let's talk a bit about pattern suggestions. We've talked about how boxy tops are fantastic. The Tessuti Matea top is a fabulous one. Even the dress will look amazing in this, and I love the structure. Tessuti patterns, there are so many that would really work well with these Ankara
assembly
prints.
line patterns.
Assembly line. We've got the closet core Cielo top would work well, the boxy style top.
And in terms of bags, I can really see one of those noodle head totes.
Oh, definitely. There's so many totes.
You could even pick a few different fabrics that you think work well together.
Definitely, you can combine things. We've got plain canvas.
Yes.
We've got a gorgeous range of Devonstone plain canvas colours in store that will work perfectly with these. We're also getting more canvas prints from overseas that are heading over at the moment for your bag making goodies. So a lot of the plains will match perfectly with these. Now the closet core, talk about the cello top. It's also their Fiore skirt, like a wrap style skirt would look perfect with this. There are a couple of the assembly line patterns. There's an asymmetric wrap skirt. Have you seen with the angular front that points down?
Oh,
that is
I
so
know they
cool.
have another elastic waist.
Yeah, elastic waist, like a high gathered, like an A-line.
Which I haven't made
that
yet,
would work
but
well.
it's on my list to make.
We've got a lot of assembly line patterns in store.
love, above everything, like a midi-length skirt.
Have you seen their new pencil skirt that's coming as well?
Yes.
Yeah, that will work really well. I'll put pics up as we're talking about. Assembly line patterns are perfect for these.
I think you can wear a really wild, exciting patterned skirt.
Yep.
And if you're afraid of looking too much, you can just wear a plain basic shirt, a t-shirt, like a high
which is what
neck,
I've done. Yep.
and just have that skirt be your statement piece.
That's exactly
I think
right.
a lot of people immediately go to a statement piece of clothing being a shirt, but it doesn't necessarily have to be.
No, definitely a skirt's a really good way to start off and feel your way into the whole Africa wax prints.
Yeah.
The blazers I'm thinking about, the Jessica blazer, beautiful statement, very classic style blazer, or the Mimosa by Mason Fauve.
Yep.
The Heather blazer by
Also Friday Pattern Company.
You could definitely do a blazer.
You could do that blazer and a matching skirt if you really wanted to.
Oh my goodness. Even there's a beautiful little waistcoat from Pattern Scout that would look gorgeous. If you love a more informal style throw over jackety dustery thing, the beautiful Inez pattern from Italia Jupe is wonderful.
That would be nice.
Mixing and matching the lines of that. It's also the Mason Fauve Nage Libre. That one's, you can make it a crop or a longer line. I think that would work wonderfully.
Like the Mason Fauve patterns have really, really lovely structure.
They do, and you can really delve into that classic style tailoring and that kind of thing if you wanted to. The So Different patterns, we've got the swing jacket, another great sort of a boxy long line kimono shape. If you want a more boxy jacket, you've got things like your Pattern Emporium Downtown jacket.
I even think you could make a statement using some of the patchwork pieces on the back of the Sunrise, is it, jacket?
Yes.
I've had my eye on that one for a while.
Imagine that with different elements. Like even a plain denim with. Oh yes, I think we might be out of that Sunrise, but there's more coming because So Different patterns are launching a new collection, and I'm waiting to do a big order.
We know the So Different patterns are quite beloved.
Oh, definitely,
because they're cool.
Definitely. The Style Like Smith jacket is another great little boxy style croppy jacket, which would work wonderfully with this. We've also got suggestions here for apron patterns if you're wanting to make, there's the Tessuti apron pattern.
I think I've made one of those a long time ago.
Like a maker's apron.
Yeah, I needed a nice little apron for my screen printing class.
Yep, and it's a really nice crossover back.
Yeah.
But it's all in one. There's no straps and ties, is there?
Yeah, you could just pop it over your head.
That's what I like. I actually would love to see some little staple sleeveless tops in this. I'm thinking the Helen's Closet Ashton top is a nice little swingy classic singlety top. You can put a sleeve on that as well. It's a really good basic. The Sew to Grow patterns have a fabulous dress pattern called the Lanty, which is a swing style shift dress. That would be a good classic.
There is a lot of options.
So much you can do. Swing dresses, of course, there's a style like June sheath dress or the Lena shift dress. So good little A-line, and of course Tessuti patterns have got a million different A-line little swingy, almost like 60s vibe dresses, which would work really well. And
really letting that print speak for itself.
I think so. And look, tote bags, there's the Costa tote from Helen's Closet. There's the Dogwood apron. If you Dad wanted to have a little nail belt thingy. And I know Helen's Closet have got like a tool belt that'd be fabulous to make as a gift. But definitely you can make that as something like an African wax print.
Yeah, and it's not just little tool bags and stuff. It's not just for blokes either.
This one here is the tool. Like she loves putting.
I love using a power tool.
I hate putting IKEA furniture. I'm like straight away, Phoebe, this is for you.
It's
she's
a
like,
hobby
yes.
to me.
So I think you need to get.
So
your
you
own
know what?
trinket.
You can get cute and accessorize with that stuff.
Definitely,
I believe in you.
Definitely, but it's good to be handy. And know how to use.
I think if you can handle a sewing machine, you'd be surprised.
Definitely.
At how kind of similar a lot of...
I like giving you that job. That's for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed our little run through of wax prints. We've got a really big launch happening that's actually happening worldwide on the 20th on Saturday, or sort of Saturday, not Sunday here. That's the Dahlia Jupe winter collection that's coming out. We're getting just about all of that. It's a huge, huge collection coming. Bits and pieces will be coming towards the end of the week.
Yeah, and even though allegedly it is heading towards summer here, you wouldn't know it.
Oh my goodness. You're going to love what we've got coming because we have ordered the beautiful teddy floral wool. And I know it's probably crazy because we are heading into spring, summer, but I know last year we didn't get those and I had so many people contact me and say, oh my goodness, please get the teddies.
Yeah, because people do like to sew in advance.
Yep.
Some people go on holidays. Some people live in places that never really gets that warm anyway.
Exactly.
Even in Australia.
Exactly.
So...
But they've got like 7 or 8 different viscose prints coming in that collection. We've got the 3 wool teddy blends. There's 3 different new patterns, so it's a huge collection. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Make sure you check out the newsletter when it comes out, and it'll be telling you when they all arrive.
For my own personal sewing, if you'd like an update, I am currently making a Stina skirt by Atelier Jupe.
Beautiful.
As well.
What fabric are you doing that one?
I'm using the Fabric Godmother Zodiac.
Yes.
I think it is.
Yes.
We had last year.
And I love that fabric.
Kept a scrap because I knew I wanted to do something.
Yep.
And I kept a scrap of it. Sometimes It's not hoarding a stash. Sometimes you are waiting for the moment.
Talking about Fabric Godmother too, we're getting a new collection from them that will be launching on the 10th of October.
Yeah.
Harry, we can't tell you anything about it, but we've
been
excited.
really excited. I specifically have been really excited
some of that. But you know what? The really popular Ace leopard print denim, they are remaking it. We are ordering that. We'll be getting that as well because that has apparently been one of their most popular fabrics. So
I
stay
can see
tuned
that
for that. I think
being
it'll work
popular
really well. So we're going to leave it there. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you all next time. Don't forget, everything we talked about is in the Just Arrived section and in the description box.
Yeah.
So
enjoy yourself.
Take care.
Have fun. Happy sewing.
Bye.